While not confirmed, it's almost impossible to deny the coming of the next iteration of Sony's PlayStation system, the PlayStation 6. While it's still several years away, it's hard not to be stoked about the idea. What could Sony do next? Considering the PlayStation 5 ticks almost all boxes of what it takes to be the perfect console, how can you raise the bar even higher? And what can you expect? Find all that out, and more, in our video today. Okay, so get this. A senior executive from Sony recently stated how the PS5 is about to enter its endgame period. While it still feels like the PS5 arrived just a few weeks ago, the silver lining on this is how it's setting up the stage for the PlayStation 6 in all its glory and never-before-seen wonders. Now, it's important for you guys to understand very clearly that we have precisely zero solid details about the PS6 yet. Sony is still preferring to be mum about everything, and the release is not technically guaranteed, wink wink. But imagine this. If you were Sony, and you've seen the PS5 pretty much dominating the video game industry as a whole, wouldn't you work to keep the momentum going? This is pretty much an inevitability, and can be considered more as a question of when, rather than an if. Now, yes, Sony has yet to be done with the PS5, and with the PS5 Pro on the horizon, there's still a ton of endgame content left, and that only further solidifies the idea of a PlayStation 6. So, what can we expect? Well, according to Tom's guide, the PS6 will likely continue packing AMD internals and targeting a consistent 8K at 60 FPS, with Yahoo Finance backing this up. This gives life to the speculation theorizing that when cranked down at 4K, we might be getting a solid 120 FPS, which is incredible just to think about. Red Gaming Tech, a content creator on YouTube, also claimed to have heard from reliable sources that Sony prefers AMD over anything else. And the main reason is backward compatibility and corporate alliance. Although with the PS5 in its current state struggling with maintaining that 4K 60 FPS persona for the majority of its titles, it's best to keep expectations low. Now to the fun part. What kind of games can we expect? Well, since the console hasn't been officially revealed, mum's the word on this topic as well. However, during a recent State of Play event, none other than Hideo Kojima himself confirmed how he had plans for a next-generation espionage game, which is currently carrying the name Physint, which is a pretty big indication of bigger and better things to come. Speaking of, Kojima is already working on Death Stranding 2, which is to debut in 2025 on the PS5, alongside OD in collaboration with Xbox Game Studios, which gives us an idea, and Physint isn't going to be here anytime soon, and by the time it does, it could very well be a PS6 exclusive. Then again, if you hear the winds howling, you'll also be aware of how the massively anticipated Witcher 4, codenamed Polaris, is also on the horizon, alongside the eagerly awaited sequel of Cyberpunk 2077, codenamed Orion. CD Projekt Red doesn't seem the kind of developer who would miss out on an opportunity like this, and they shouldn't. Personally though, in this era of remakes, we loved how the PS5 remade the original Demon's Souls, and we could only hope for a solid, groundbreaking, and true-to-the-source remake of From Software's neglected masterpiece called Bloodborne. Hey, one can hope, right? In any case, over the last 3 generations, you'll notice a 7-year gap between consoles. The PS3 in 2006, the PS4 in 2013, and finally the PS5 in 2020, and they all launched in November. If that's a breadcrumb trail to follow, it'll be fairly safe to assume a release date around November 2027, and we cannot cross our fingers enough. But enough about that. What are your thoughts, theories, and expectations for the PlayStation 6? Do let us know, as we'd love to hear from you. And as for everything else, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon if you want more content like this on your feed.